Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thursday morning. I'm alive. I'm feeling good, feeling well. About 95%. So good 48-hour, whatever it was. So I am good to go. Actually went for a good run yesterday. Went to bed early. Took the rest of my ivermectin and all my stuff, and I feel good. Got some good intel going on. Long Amazon, obviously, still. And I got a covered call with Hood. How am I doing week to date? Week to date in closed Amazon, SPX, and Hood profit, we are looking at 17,610. So I am $2,610 above my weekly goal for profit for 2022. I'm looking for 15 grand a week average. That'd be great to get 15 grand every week, but that ain't going to happen. Let's set expectations, but a nice average, that's pretty damn good. So 17,610. I still have some short calls at 32.80 on Amazon, which I'm confident. I don't want it to be down there by tomorrow, but I think it might be. So I'm hanging on to those as it goes through 3,300, as I just said that. And I have some 3350s on that I put on yesterday as well. Did everybody get I sent out an SPX bear call spread yesterday. Did everybody get that? That closed for a max profit of $2,100. I did that after the weekly options brief. I'm sitting here, I'm like, this market's going to roll over. So I sent that one out. So we have 2 trades this week in SPX that were looking pretty good there. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to do a solo Amazon brief. Did everybody get the link to sign up for that? It's mainly a marketing brief, so you guys have heard that before if you don't want to waste your time. But I am going to talk about potential Amazon earnings trades, some intel that it's so interesting, man, because again, this is what makes a market. The intel I'm hearing on Amazon earnings is everything from they destroyed it to they destroyed it in a bad way, or they got destroyed. How about I say it like that? So not it's really interesting. Yeah, here's the link right here. It is, so I already have like 129 people. I called Bryce. I'm working with Bryce to get a webinar set up with the traders accounting guys. So that's coming up in a week or so. I'll get you the link to that when we schedule it. I think they're looking for a Thursday. So there you go. Tomorrow at 1. I have my podcast at like 10. I'm moving them to 10 on Fridays. So I have the rest of the day to do foundation stuff and no fallen hero stuff. Do me a favor, make sure you listen to the last episode of the podcast. Share this with your friends, folks. We really are creating a movement. So this is how serendipitous this No Fallen Heroes project is turning into. So before, so my birthday, as you guys know, is on New Year's Eve. Lee Simons, our producer, his birthday's on Christmas. I mean, it's just funny. But before we started the project back in October, his wife had bought him a not inexpensive gift. She bought him a Joe Dispenza retreat. So he's over on the West Coast on Marco Island for a 5-day intensive Joe Dispenza experience, man. The shit. He's like sneaking out of these meditations and these, hypnosis sessions and all this stuff, and calling me quick. And he's like, write all this stuff down. You wouldn't believe the stuff he's getting. It's incredible. So he's like, there's no better way. There's no better way for him to prepare for the shoot next week and all that stuff than what he's doing. He's just like, I'm blown away as well, just completely honored and humbled with everything that's going on. Monday, markets closed, so we don't have a brief, but Monday we're going to throw Daniel and Cody in the back seat of a couple fighter jets. Daniel's going to fly with me. Cody's going to fly with Orestes Lorenzo, who many of you guys know is that Cuban MiG pilot that stole the jet, came to America, and then went back and rescued his family. So really, really cool stuff going on. I think Goose is going to be in town. We're going to knock out some interviews for the movie, like with Nicole, who's doing all of our coaching and stuff. And it's just going to be a good day. Who is Joe Dispenza? Oh, my God, man. You got to Google that and start listening and reading. I have 3 Joe Dispenza books over on my floor that I've read a bunch of times. I might close these calls and take a profit. So here's 3250 calls out to tomorrow that are up $1,500 right now. Amazon had a nice little pullback, and look at this: the 3280 calls were under like water by like 20 grand. I might actually close these now. What did we bounce at here? 3290. Let's see if we're going to go a little bit lower. So I could get out of these calls now for only like a 4 grand loss and put on some more ones, and I guarantee you make more than 4. Nope, because it's going lower. Sweet. Sweet, but not sweet. Remember, I'm trading Amazon. I'm not investing in Amazon right now. I've shifted my strategic kind of mindset on this thing. Because I want to get out of these calls and start making some more money on, these are 3280s. I put these on like Monday. Then we had that big rally. But like I told you yesterday, somebody asked me yesterday, you still holding those 3280s? I'm like, yep. Because these kind of, this was like a 200-point swing, man. Look at that drill bit all the way down to whatever that was. That was nuts. I'm going to close these now because I want to trade in and out of them. So this will be about a 3 grand loss. Let's get out of these. 3K loss. That's all right. When you're up 13, so now I'm net up 10 on just Amazon for the week. But I'm going to keep taking shots of opportunity here. Okay, so that's a 3K minus 3K. The 3250s that I have on are potential 5K gain right there. So that would pay for this loss. Come on, man, get me out of these. That might be a little bit of a trade point, a turn point. Come on. Yeah, I'll show you the chart. So it was 3390. Come on. Or no, 85. Okay. Because it'll do this. Remember, amateur hour, man. The first hour on Amazon is always some serious amateur stuff going on. Come on. In these type of moments, you gotta pay up, man. Unfortunately. Wow, that's a big pop. Corn pop. The president's speech in Atlanta the other day was probably one of the most racist speeches I've ever heard in my career. Let me hang. You know what? I'm going to hang for a second. This might be a dead bad bounce. But I ain't hitting the ask. If I really, really want to get out of it, hold on. Let me cancel these because I think that's a dead bad bounce. So when I put CNXD, that's military for canceled. CNXD. Okay. What was I talking about? Oh, the podcast. Nothing more on that. Oh, we were flying Monday and all that stuff. Oh, let me talk about, so this is the stuff that he came out of one of his sessions. So this project is undervalued. What do I mean by this? Ponch did it. I talked to Ponch last night. He's like, yeah, I forget the name of the lady. Amanda Knox, I think. Isn't that the lady that murdered somebody in Italy? Whatever. So he said some lady who's big in the podcast or in the psychedelic space said, there's really no single unifying force or event or thing. They got Wonderland in Miami. They got companies doing this. They got Daniel Carcillo. Everybody kind of has their machete in the psychedelic woods hacking out a path. There's no tower with a dude with binoculars going, this is the way forward, or lighting a bonfire, right? That's what we are. With the biggest movie franchise in the history of man, Top Gun, right? And then now Maverick, harnessing that is, we are the supersonic, we're going to accelerate. This is a quantum leap, right? We're going to accelerate the use of plant-assisted therapy or psychedelic-assisted therapy or entheogenic medicines to the forefront of average Americans, right? This ain't Hunter S. Thompson. This is Sledge. This is Slider. This is Bart. These are men who serve their country in fighter aircraft and are using this stuff to heal and save lives. This is the seminal event, folks. The more we unpack this, the more this thing, we breathe this into existence, the more incredible and staggering it is to me. We're going to absolutely hit the hyperspace button to go from this, because we're an AR, folks. This is why I'm talking about this this kind of unknown or back closet type of stuff, literally to the forefront. People who do know Daniel Carcillo are like, oh yeah, he's a Stanley Cup guy and played on the Blackhawks. Oh, is that what he's doing now? Yeah. But this type of project, supersonic meets psychedelics, is just unprecedented. Nobody has this. This has red, white, and blue. This has men and women fighter pilots, air crew. This has everything. Right? Oh, thanks, Karen. Yeah, Karen's saying no cohesion. I think your film is it. Now that I had a chance to finally review it. Exactly. So Lee really, he let me, where's my notes? Because he said it better than that. Yeah, so look at Amazon. Dead Bat Bounce. That's why I canceled it. Where is it? Where are my notes? Notes. Let me read some of this. No Fallen Heroes is the supersonic solution to changing the narrative on psychedelics. That's exactly it. No more is it a this guy or that guy or this lady's podcast or in a 2-day event in Miami. It's us. Why? Time and Google Analytics. We have a hard date for the Maverick launch, and in 5 months, Googling. Do you guys remember? Everybody in here is old enough to remember Top Gun. My God, I remember the Officers Club down at Miramar. There was limos out the gate. Everybody had a flight. It was a. There's a new generation of people. I'm going to really date myself. I went to Delray yesterday, had lunch, and I was talking to this lady, this girl, 31. She's like, I'm like, I wanted to be a military pilot. My favorite movie. I'm like, yeah, Pearl Harbor. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, when I was a kid, Pearl Harbor. I wanted to fly like, like. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, you ever hear of Top Gun? She's like, no. I'm like, Tom Cruise? She's like, yeah, I know who Tom Cruise is, but no, I saw the movie Pearl Harbor and their fighter planes. I'm like, oh my God. So we might be reaching a new generation, hopefully, of Americans. So time and Google Analytics. Okay. So we're thinking about moving the launch just a month. Why? Move it to July 4th weekend. That's its own patriotic weekend. It allows us to ride the Maverick launch even more. The tail of Maverick's going to be hot, and we'll still do a soft launch on May 27th, Memorial Day weekend, but we'll do it to partner to our angel investors, our partners, people, because they're going to have seen Maverick. So that moving it a month gives us time for companies to go watch Maverick and then watch our shit and go, holy crap, how do we get on board? You guys are going to explode this thing. Potential sponsors, partners are going to be even more psyched after seeing Mav. People will be dying to fly in a real fighter jet. Who has them? We have them. Soft release Memorial Day gives us a month to add or change anything. Ferg, our technical advisor, he was the technical advisor to Maverick, and Jerry and Tom. He's going to be our technical advisor, quote unquote. So we can use that, right? We don't need linear, right? Like people to just, hey, help you or add. We're accelerating everything in the psychedelic space. No one has red, white, and blue, patriotic fighter jets, and healing. No Fallen Heroes is the event to smash Americans and the world narrative on psychedelics, right? Everybody's doing some good work. Ponch and the DoD Task Force, Daniel, Wonderland. There's nothing tying these together. No Fallen Heroes is the genesis. We are the quantum solution. The social media alone effort is going to be worth $100 million for whoever is in this thing. Okay. I think Amazon might be done. Its descent for now. And every second that I was talking to you, I'm getting theta on these short calls. Sweet. I'm going to keep an eye on the background here. I'm going to bail out of these calls. If some of you are still in these calls, just keep an eye on them and bail when they're flat, unless Amazon just keeps imploding. Like I said, these calls right here, I think Amazon's underneath 33.50 tomorrow. If it's under 33.50, I keep is 47.75 is what I keep. 47.75. So if I get out of these calls right now for $2,500, I still. But again, guys, this is trading Amazon. I don't want it below 33.50 by tomorrow. Let's go. But I think it will be. Okay, but we're in AR. You know, and Karen, I might do that because I have a lot of you, a lot of the Max Afterburner folks reached out. First of all, thanks to all the 20, right? I mean, the 20 angels that got, well, I'm one of them. Never, the 19, 20. I threw in 10 grand too. So 20 of us. So Karen, the way we're structuring this, I believe, since we are an AR and we're talking about investing, I believe, Cody, we're going to turn No Fallen Heroes LLC. You want to hear a funny story? Don't tell Susie I told you this. I'm like, I need it because she's like, how can I help? I'm like, do me a favor, go on Sunbiz and set up an LLC. It takes 5 minutes for No Fallen Heroes. She's like, okay. So she's like, I did it. Here's the formation paperwork. I'm like, awesome. Heroes is spelled wrong. She spelled it HERO apostrophe S. Please don't tell her I said this. I'm like, honey, yeah, you spelled it wrong. So, where is it? We had to get a name. Here's corporate documents. Let me show you. So here's the there, or no, HEROS. I'm like, oh, thank you, love, but it's spelled wrong. So we had to file here's the name change, Department of State, Florida Corporation. Changed it from that to that. So I'm answering Karen's question because she's like, hey, maybe a little bit of an opportunity for the Max Afterburner folks to get back in. We might. So if it's an LLC, we're gonna the initial 20 are gonna get like shares in the LLC. I think we're gonna have like 50 million to start, and then they get whatever it is. Like, I don't know. The $10,000 was whatever it is, 1,000 shares. I don't know. I'm talking bullshit. What I'm getting at is you might be able to invest in this as a company going forward. And we're going to, I guarantee, I told the folks, I mean, Ponch was running our investor relations task force, and we have all these leads up on the board. I'm like, guys, I think the first person we show this to is going to jump on board. I mean, when I thought the pitch deck was pretty cool, right? The PDF with all the slides and stuff. I'm like, if we have to get to like slide number 5 with somebody, we don't want to partner on. And it's the same thing with the sizzle reel. I'm like, if after that video stops, did they have questions or they're like, tell me more about it? Like, I don't understand it. Just get up and leave. Exactly. There'll be like A shares and B shares and stuff like that. So I promise you that Top Gun Options members will get the first crack at this, because as you guys know, it's very hard once the heavy start coming in and all that type of shit. But again, I am not partnering with everybody that I've met, knock on wood, so far in the space is about the medicine and saving lives. So thank God Big Pharma isn't in here yet, because it's all about the profit. You guys know that as well as I do. Marcus Capone, here's 20 medications to get you through the day, and here's your appointment for next year. Big Pharma loves that shit. But they're gonna get dragged kicking and screaming into this thing. So yeah, let me get out of these. So because I think every time I do this though, like short calls, I get destroyed for a couple days. It does the Amazon arc. Like, I do some good trading on Monday, like boom, 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 making a lot of money, and then one of them gets blown out, and I sit here Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and usually by Friday it's underneath the one that was in trouble this whole time. But like I said, I'm up $12,830. Yeah, I'm going to close these. I'm sitting here hemming and hawing. Let's just do it. So I'm allowed to reload and keep firing. What's that? $3,000. It'll be maybe a $3,000 loss. So don't want to take too much more of your time. Oh, I was talking about Fridays and the podcast and stuff. So that's This is a life project now, guys. Hopefully, we'll be bringing on Bart to do Bart's charts. I mean, he's over here blowing up the Max Afterburner thread, man, with his charting and shit like that. This dude's a 500-pound head with this stuff, guys. I'm not former Tomcat guy, so definitely hold that against him. Um, but his charting stuff is insanity. So here's what's cool. Bart doesn't know shit about options. He will. He's going to be a Hair Club for Men member. We're going to do a full throttle. We're doing full throttle starting February 7th, 2 days a week. We're not doing it on Tuesdays and Wednesdays going forward because those are Panthers games. No offense. Number one team in the NHL. I'm going to go watch them. The other nights we'll do full throttle training. So he's going to be a great test case. I want him to go through like him, meaning I don't know shit about options. Hey man, what sucks in full throttle? What can you make better? And then we're going to overlay options tactics on top of this. Maybe we do a joint webinar with him. Maybe like a Goose or a Ponch team up with Bart until he gets super up to speed with options. And he did some great Amazon breaking down here on Amazon. It's cool. I you guys know how I feel about this stuff. So this is good stuff. Karen, we'll take all the help we can get. Yep. So that was a pivot point in Amazon. So let's get filled on these. I might have to go up a little bit. You might be setting up for a run. I rarely do this, but I'm going above the ask. All right, I'm out. Now I'm going to reload. I'll do the math on whatever that loss was. It looked like about $3,800 or $4,000. I'm pretty damn good at this stuff, man. That double bottom, I think we might get a turn here. What's that, 3320s? Let's go out to tomorrow. I'm going to reload some short calls. It seems like 3,300 for Amazon is kind of a magnet right now. What's that, 3320s? What did we go up to today? We opened and went up to about 3325. So 9 times 5 would be about $5,000 for tomorrow. That would wipe out the short calls loss I just had. Let's wait and see if it runs. So yeah, Karen. So I'm sorry, guys. Let me get back on track here. AR. So accelerated retirement. Top Gun Options members, I promise you, will have the ability to. It'll be first to the Max Afterburner folks. Membership has its privileges, and the hunters, and then I can't promise anybody else because I don't know what the structure is going to look like yet. But I guarantee you, folks, this is a guarantee. This is one of those career calls. This thing's going to explode this space, period. I mean, Lee, it came to Lee and when it was Joe Dispenza, like hour-long meditations. He's like, 1,600 people, dude. You should feel the energy of this room. He's like, this shit was just flying at me. He's like the visuals of supersonics and an F-18 doing this and that. He's, and because Daniel and Cody were like, all right, so more money gets what? He's like, dude, the special effects will be groundbreaking. People will be stunned. They'll feel it. More money gets more music. Some of the music I want for some of the different things, Tiesto song in a movie is about 50 to 100 grand for a song. To a Pink Floyd song or Rolling Stones, they don't donate their song, even though we're going to try and get all that shit because it is a charity. But does that make sense? So, can we split? Yeah, Charles, to get a split screen on GroupMe, you just click. You just click two things. Like I click trades and I click that. If I click Goose and I click trades only, you get trades only and Goose. If I click Joe and Mark, I get that. If I click Max Afterburner trades and Max Afterburner, yeah, you can get a split screen. Just click two of them like that. Okay, so we're in AR. I wanted to cover that in psychedelics. Somebody just asked about SIL. The answer is yes. So if you listen to my podcast, I did ask Cody, I'm like, dude, what do you invest in the space? And he really liked my analogy because I said the psychedelic space feels like 1999. It feels like you got Netscape, Amazon, Google, and pets.com. 2 of those are going to make you filthy rich. 2 of those you're going to be broke. He's like, that's a good analogy. He's like, I don't see too many in the space that are Netscape and Pets.com, though. However, he's like, they're all kind of, but one company, I forget which one it is focusing on using this medicine to treat obesity, which might be a fantastic one of those to invest in, because take a walk around the mall and look at America. Um, Again, this pandemic, this scandemic, this plandemic was never about health, was it? If it was about health, all the McDonald's would be closed. If it was about health, they'd be talking about vitamins and exercise and eating right. They don't. They say, put your face diaper on and sit at home and put shit in your body. Anyway, so he said that was a good analogy. Like, hey, man, it is. But when I said I just kind of bought a basket of them with Syl, he's like, that's a great idea. So Cody, we're going to interview Cody. I'm going to give Cody a free membership into the Max Afterburner team just so he can throw his psychedelic shit over the thing. He's like, oh, that's awesome, dude. But he's got to check with his compliance department first, obviously. But he's like, even if I can't give you like no shit trade ideas, he's like, I'll give you the intel. I'm like, that's exactly what we need. So again, shameless plug to join one of these investment clubs, man. I'm putting this shit together. We're pulling in the 500-pound brains. This shit is working on purpose. So getting the hunters, again, I'll share this with everybody, obviously, especially in AR, because this is what we're talking about. All right, let's do a quick brief. Top of the Drudge Report says it all, folks. We have it. A couple times this week I've used the term inverted, and then I look at the Drudge Report and you have an inverted Jerome Powell. Inflation is the highest in 40 years. So when you see this headline, it's like, stop, right? When in a hole, cease digging. Stop what you're doing. What is going on? What are you doing? The next line says, but he's still pumping. Let me sell some short calls on Amazon. I think we're breaking down. I'm going to do those 20s. 32.90. We're either going to jump or not. 32. Where did we open? A little periscope up to that. Let's do 5 33.20s. 5. Sell 5. Tomorrow's 33.20s. It's $4,300. Buyer. Okay. Let me drop in a line here. It's at 85. 85. It's not a good looking chart on Amazon. Shocker. Love it, Wiz. So excited. Pam, I'm telling you, man, this is a life's work here, man. All the roads in my life have been leading here, period. So I know this is exactly where I need to be. I told you, I was reading my journal last night from my first journey. I might go down 10 here or 15. I'm gonna cancel that and go to 15. Filled. So when I get filled, usually on something that I change, I just copy that and drop the line in there with the filled on it. So Pam, I'm telling you, this is exactly where I need to be. I was reading my journal last night from my first journey, and I had 5 questions for the medicine. All of them were answered, and one of them was, what's the next chapter of my life look like? And I asked the medicine, I asked God, I said, use me. What will you have me do? That was my question for the medicine. What will you have me do? And then on the exploration day, I wrote down the word disciple. Wrote down the word disciple. So, Pam, I've been praying to find my passion. I found it. That is awesome. Tamara, she's right there, man. My sister was there with me. She's here with you. She's in this brief. My sister and my dad are everywhere. All my buddies that I lost in combat and in training more than combat. But anyway, yeah. So I could not, I could be not be more humbled and honored with everything that's going on. Okay, this is insane. Inflation's highest in 40 years. Powell is still pumping. Did you see the president's approval rating yesterday? This is Doc Handel here in Boca Raton. This is how many trades he had in his portfolio before he met Wiz. 33. Joe Biden's approval rating is 33%, and I have a question for the stupid people in this country. Who are the 33% that the guy, that just shows you 33% are like idiot Trump supporters, 33% are idiot Biden supporters. The middle of the country is going, oh my God, shoot me. I'm seriously, it's like that joke. If you see a commercial, 4 out of people suffer from diarrhea. It's like, does somebody enjoy it? Who's the cracks me up. So yeah, that's exactly right. Approval ratings don't matter when you get to rig the elections. Joe Biden's speech in Atlanta, instead of going to Chicago and talking to the teachers union and the schools and he's in Atlanta staring his race. How about his racist past and the chains and the voting right? It cracks me up. Remember, narcissist sociopaths accuse you of doing exactly what they're doing. That was the most hateful and divisive speech I've ever seen. Mitch McConnell was beside himself. He's like, I have no idea who that was. That was not my friend Joe Biden that I served in the Senate with. That dude has given up to the absolute lunatic fringe in his party. He's going to get destroyed. So I told guys, I've been telling this I predicted this. I'm like, they're going to destroy this country, rigging the ballot box. Christina, yesterday I was at a reception. Herb had 5 church people totally engrossed in a discussion about plant medicine and how he is becoming a coach for integration and how it's going to help save so many people. Christina, that makes my eyes water. That is fantastic. I didn't know any of that was going on. God bless you guys. So Christina's husband, and he's a civilian. Top Gun Options has helped folks find the medicine as civilians. Because this isn't just for veterans, folks, but as I told you, that one quote by the Buddhist monk, veterans are the light at the tip of the candle. If we can kind of lead the way to healing, maybe we can put the ladder down to everybody. Christina, that's fantastic. You guys hopefully saw my YouTube rant around Christmas about the Catholic Church, man. Folks, I remember crying because, and there goes, I'm not going to do this. Not going to do this. I drew the Amazon Ark on the damn. Look at this smash. What? So my 3280 said I wish the Amazon Ark, man. How many times do I say, listen to me? I drew this, and usually by Friday it's below. But the short calls that we're in trouble. We're now below 3280. I'm okay. Okay. That cracks me up. So anyway, this. Holy crap, man. This is my biggest watched video in the history of Top Gun Options. 3,200 views. It was this one, the Pope and a Rolling Stone. So Christina, in Jerusalem recently, they found at one of these these dig sites, they found plant medicine. They have, folks. Iboga's been around for thousands and thousands of years. They've been used in religious ceremonies. I told you when I was on the medicine, and I asked God, I said, "How am I talking to you right now?" The first answer was awful. It said, "You could always talk to me, Matthew. You just weren't listening, or you were lost." Man, that blew me away. And after I recovered from that, like, wow, I recovered and I wanted to get tactical. I'm not, no. I got that. Cool. Good answer. You're right. No, how am I talking to you now? And that's when, a book flew down, leather book opened, and I couldn't see the text, obviously, but it just kind of zoomed in on a passage. And I told Doc Martine that the next day, and Cynthia's like, it's in the Bible. Many believe that it is the tree of knowledge. So, Christina, this, So yeah, that's why I was over here. You want to talk about psychedelic medicine, and I don't want to offend any Catholics on here, but I am a recovering Catholic. Let me share this video with you. I was taught since day one of being a Catholic that on Sunday, through the power of a priest, an ordained priest, through a process that is called what? Transubstantiation. Through transubstantiation, I eat the body and blood of Jesus Christ. Oh, well, yeah, it represents that. No, no, no. That was another beating by a nun, I remember distinctly. It doesn't represent Edward Matthew Buckley, the body and blood of Jesus Christ. It is. I'm like, and when you're a kid, that's a little creepy. I remember getting beat about that because I'm like, you just mean represent. Nope. So they believe that, that if you want to talk about a psychedelic trip, you are, as a Catholic, you are believing that through transubstantiation, you are eating the body and blood of a man. That ain't my words. That's the church. So here's what's interesting is I'm like, how dare somebody say what I used in my church to discover God? And God he's inside you, everywhere and everything. So it's pretty funny how society. I'm telling you, I've a stack of books over here doing all my research. That's what happened eventually. Is some people decided that, you know what, let's get in between the people and God. And well, he talks through me kind of now, and took all of this medicine from the people. I guarantee you that's what happened. Shocking. Kind of sounds like politicians, doesn't it? Amazon's trying to do this dead bounce thing. Let me see if those calls made any money here. So the 3350s out to tomorrow are looking pretty good. They're already up $22, and the calls that I just sold are up $500. Hang on. It's today. That looks like a strong bounce. Let me just close those for a quick 400. That might be a turn. I'm going to trade in and out of these, so that was about $400. It's a nice dinner. 400. So my point being is this: that we really, I'm getting back to Christina's point on the church, right? Will psychedelics work on Democrats? Will it change them into caring, decent people? Hopefully, Arthur, they work on everybody. And remember, let me remind everybody, you guys are smart. Yeah, I'll give you this one. This was my COVID debrief with my mom and Matthew, and the military and everything. There's like a ton of comments on this video. I was just doing a rant, couldn't see my mom. Whatever. Watch this if you want to see my COVID take. But the other one's about me talking about Catholics and everything like that, and then going over the Rolling Stone article about psychedelics, how psychedelics are getting back into churches, and the headline was what, from Jews to Muslims to Christians to whoever, more people are looking towards psychedelics for religious reasons. I'll remind you, as I often do, that you don't need any of this to go inside, right? But for guys who have, like me, who have been anti-drug their entire life, who've been yelled at by Nancy Reagan, Ronald Reagan, if you listen to my podcast, you found out the war on drugs was an absolute lie. The war on drugs by Richard Nixon was to go against blacks and the anti-war left. So instead of Hunter S. Thompson this time around, maybe you get Marcus Luttrell, maybe you get Matthew Buckley, you get Marcus Capone, you get JT, you get some well-known veterans to say this is saving my life, or it's changed or helped me, instead of the anti-war left. So we'll see. So that's a little bit of AR, accelerated retirement. This is the space you want to be into. If you're a Nance, an Axe Capital guy who's always looking for the next big thing, the next space, the cool place to invest, you're in it. Eric, I think Nancy Reagan at the time did this well intended. I mean, and I'm talking about these drugs. I'm not talking about coke. I'm not talking about heroin or meth. I'm talking about plant medicine, medicine that God put on this earth. God didn't put Breaking Bad dude on this earth to go into a meth lab. Actually, he did. So that's a weird thing. We have free will as humans, but yeah, the I'm talking about the stuff that shouldn't be illegal. How the hell does man make illegal a plant or a toad that God created to put on this earth? It's not right. I just don't understand how that works. And I'm talking about therapeutic uses of these entheogens. I'm not talking about, ecstasy or any, crazy stuff. Even that, MDMA, folks, remember this. MDMA was what? Used up until the 80s for marriage counseling. MDMA was like, hey man, take a couple of these and you guys call me Monday, and it completely saved marriages. Okay, so here comes Biden. What's he doing? Keep an eye on the market. Is there something going on in the Oval Office? How come they go across the street to the fake one? Did you see the one day he was sitting and behind the window they had like fake container ships like shipping? Was he like sitting in L.A.? No, he was on a it's just weird. He look whatever, man. I can't. He has to get his daily exercise. Karen, that's exactly right. For people with head injury, PTSD, broken synapses, that's exactly right. So you talk to Daniel Carcillo, man. You talk to Marcus Capone. One of the main reasons I decided, you know, he's like, dude, look at this. I'm like, what's that? He's like, that's my brain. I'm like, why is what's it? He's like, that's dark, that's gray. That his brain was just a VA brain scan, and then he swiped the picture, and he's like, white. He's like, months after doing that, Wiz, man, this was back when I first met him. I'm like, wow. Because I'm a data guy, right? Daniel Carcillo is the same way. He's like, we can't get any of this shit done unless we got our shit together, not just anecdotal stuff. So Daniel's actually, yeah. Well, we'll get more into that stuff in here. The Oval Office is too small for his giant teleprompter. I love it. Let me keep an eye on Amazon back here because I want to reload those calls. It's the battle for 3280. We did some good short call trading in here. See if I time if this thing starts climbing out of the dungeon. On Thursdays, since Fridays is my, why is he even talking? I thought he said he can't, there is no federal help for COVID. On Thursdays, I start to get to the point, I'm like, maybe just sell some short calls by tomorrow that if they got blown out, you'd be happy about. Because, like I said, I got podcast tomorrow, all sorts of stuff. Yeah, we'll see. Let's see if this bounce out of the basement follows through or if it's going to hover here. Okay, so somebody, I'm getting to the question I saw a while ago. You can pick a name in the space, but I don't, right? PSIL. This is the AR trade for today is that PSIL Holdings. You have to, if you think anything in this space at all, if you believe anything that I just said, if you think it's all bullshit, short these names. Just get bearish on all of them. If you believe any of this, then you get bullish. Where's the holdings? Second half of the year wasn't good for psychedelics, but that is even better if you're not in them right now. Yeah, I want to talk to Daniel a little bit more about that, about his Canadian exchange company. He's like, and I'm telling you guys, you get into the No Fallen Heroes LLC, maybe we get a preferred offering. This is how this shit works. Welcome to Wall Street. Welcome to Wiz Capital. We get a preferred offering maybe if he's going public in the United States. Hey, the Max Afterburner folks or something like that. So we'll see. So yeah, that's how it works, man. Where does it say holdings? Am I missing this guy's Sill? Oh, holdings. Uh, the top five are the names I'd buy, so that's why I'm in Silk. Compass, Cybin, Atai, Mind Med, Field Trip, and I haven't heard Numinous. No, I've seen that one. These are the biggies. I've heard of Bright Minds. So instead of buying all of these names on your own, which you could do, just buy the ETF, buy SIL. They don't have options yet. Options, folks, remember what I said yesterday. Interesting that I said it yesterday. I don't buy options on stocks under $10. It is an option. If the stock's under $10, it's an option in and of itself. Just buy the shares. So buy SIL. I did. Once they get options, usually it's got to, start showing something for it to trade options on it. So that's what we need to do. Okay. So what's SIL at right now? But again, guys, we're in AR, accelerated retirement. This is the long ball. This ain't, hey, I'm getting in the SIL today and it's making, money tomorrow. This is if Ponch and the DoD task force, when No Fallen Heroes just absolutely destroys and blows the space wide open. And when I was, in Delray yesterday, I told you the one lady's like, yeah, I hear all my friends are starting to microdose. What's this microdosing thing? It's going to explode. When people hear like, I don't have to be hooked on Wellbutrin or Prozac or anything anymore. I can take something not every day, but every once in a while. That's psilocybin from a fungus. Yeah, it's not addictive. As a matter of fact, like we've talked about before, folks, the plant medicine is the exact opposite of addictive. When you take too much, it doesn't do anything. That's the opposite of like a heroin, a meth, or a coke. Like you do more, baby, and you have to do more. The psychedelics are like, no, we're done. We're done doing what you want. You take a day or two of not microdosing, and then boom. So yeah, so microdosing, I guarantee you, in a year to 2 years from now, will be mainstream talking about in the press. I guarantee it. When, not if that happens, good things will be going on for SIL and the companies in this space. The first movers in here, guys, the Amazons and the Googles, will be the Death Stars. We will go back 3-5 years from now when these names are just explosive and go, remember back when the No Fallen Heroes came out and we were the first people in this space? That's going to be happening. No, like I just said, it doesn't have options. It might someday, or it will someday, but yeah. But having Daniel on board, having Cody on board, I guarantee you, we will. We're going to know a lot more about the big spaces. And then Ponch did a great. He researched Cody, gave me like a 5-page briefing document. That's why Cody's like, dude, I'm like, Ponch did it, man. I knew everything about you, man. The name of your son, where you lived. This is how we operate in the military, man. He's like, wow, that's great. Yeah, exactly, Karen. Everybody. Yeah, the antidepressant. It's a crime in the United States. So, Benoit, could Biden and Pelosi take some? You guys ready for this? So, a little birdie told me that we have an in to President Biden. Now, I just sit here and motherfuck the guy, but here's the deal: when you take yourself out of the politics and we start talking human stuff, I'd love to have a beer with the guy. His son, his former crackhead meth head, went to Mexico and did the medicine. He didn't clean up and straighten up and fly right on his own out of sheer willpower. He did the medicine. So the president is going to get approached on this, and people are working. He's going to be an advocate to his dad for this, but they're trying to figure out how tactfully to do it. Because if I'm not me, I'd be the first guy to rip that to shreds. But God has put me on a path right now to be able to go, dude, God bless you. Good for you. You got it, Christina. Yeah, exactly. I just want to know when Pelosi's husband is jumping on SIL. Yeah, when he buys SIL, it's going to the moon. Well, there you go. I guarantee you, once this starts getting around Congress, that psychedelics will be legalized for therapeutic use, especially for veterans. That dude's going to be in this space. I guarantee it. So, Pam, anecdotally, it does help with Alzheimer's. There's been some folks that I know who have done the medicine where it's absolutely helped. Uh, Scott, Hunter had an encounter with God and didn't get smoted. So take that for what it's worth. No promises. A lot of people are shocked. I was kind of shocked when I heard it, but it explains it. Remember, folks, ibogaine, if you watch the movie Dosed, Trevor is the doctor in Dosed. That poor woman, not poor anymore, she's incredible now. That heroin addict in the movie Dosed, man, it knocks everything out of you. Any addiction. I told you, I didn't drink. It knocked the alcohol out of me. It destroyed it. It was gross. So if Hunter did ibogaine, it explains why all of a sudden he looks thin and healthy and neat and making paintings, and he's not doing everything that he's doing. So good news. Good for him. Right? That is fantastic. Look at that. Right below 3280, man. Damn, I need to listen to me. I cracked myself up, man. The Amazon Arc. Write that one down. That's exactly what Amazon does, man. I don't want it below 3280 by tomorrow, but it probably will be. What did I told you the other day? I said Amazon it's going to touch 3250. It's going to see one of these, down, bounce, down, and then bounce. Hopefully, run up into earnings. I'm actually pretty damn accurate with all this shit, man. Yeah, for some reason Nasdaq's rolling over. Did Biden stop mumbling? Not sure what's going on. That's a big leg down with Amazon, though. No, you don't. I don't look at those. I don't sit here and go, "Well, geez, if I still had those calls, they'd be up $8,000." What's the point? Up here yesterday or the other day, up here, man, they were down like 22 grand. Imagine if I closed those out for 22 grand last, I didn't. I had enough discipline to stay in there at least until here. Didn't know we were going to do this double below here. We'll see if we hold. What is it? 30? Did I drop in? Yeah, I will. I'll re-add some. It depends if we kind of bottom here and stay level. Maybe 3220s again. If we're going to get slammed, I'll do like up here just north of 3300. I think 3300 is a magnet right now. But if this is, we've seen Amazon run 1-2-3% in a day. We've seen it run 1-2-3% in a day down. So it just depends. I follow the momentum. So we'll see if it catches a break right here. It moves in a $25 increments, folks. Yeah, I'd wait about 4 minutes. If you get another one of these, I already did. I did. I bought calls out the next Friday. I bought, what's next Friday? These, the 3340s. I bought 5 3340s out the next Friday, thinking we'd get a bounce. So no, I'm good. Yeah, you could buy 3300. Oh, what are these at right now? I might actually close these so I have more power to, let's close these. 3,700 bucks. Or no, what's the net? Yeah, 3,700. All right, close. So I have more power. Close 33. Buy to close. All or none. So instead of selling fives and fives, I can do like a big one at 10, like sell 10 of the 3,300s. Those were 3,700s. Okay. Oops. Damn it. Oh, copy. It doesn't look like it's stopping there. Yeah, the S&P is rolling over too. That's not good. This doesn't feel like a. We're gonna stop here. Now I can do like tens instead of those. 10. I sold 10 of tomorrow's 3300s. That's 25. That's a $25 move though. No, right around now I'm gonna sit and wait. I need to see if we we hold here. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. Let me just finish the rest of the stuff. So getting ready for bank earnings. What to watch in bank earnings from interest rates to Omicron. So big day tomorrow. J.P. Morgan, Wells Fargo, Citigroup are due tomorrow as big banks start to disclose their fourth quarter results. So again, remember, as these are coming out, 30% of an earnings call is the left side of the chart. The other 70% is what's the forward outlook. So big day tomorrow. We'll see what's going on. Today, really bad and more bad inflation. People want to start spending again, but inflation is ruining it. Joe Biden at 33% is laughable. It's laughable. It's not, but it's laughable. The number one priority. Did you even the one of the who was it? One of the liberal channels was like the media coverage on COVID starting to change. Yeah, do you think? The number like COVID was like number 5 on a list of priorities in this Quinnipiac poll or whatever it was. It's like inflation, the economy, this, that. Nobody gives a shit about COVID, Joe and Kamala. So this virtue signaling with your stupid masks that don't work, and we're 2 years into this thing, and Democrats in Congress are like want to pass a law to give every American an N95 mask. This is just how broken and stupid our country is. 2 years into it. The Fed, Brainerd, man, reducing inflation is a top priority. Somebody tell me what is the number one way to reduce inflation? Well, actually, let's what are the 2 number one ways, if I can say that? Stop fucking spending. The government printing money out of thin air is causing this inflation. Spending, 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 and they want more. Joe Biden, in a rare moment of lucidity the other day, a couple weeks ago, a month ago, was like, yeah, maybe that last big spending thing. And then did you see some of these Democrats? Even Lori Beetlejuice Lightfoot was like, yeah, we were supposed to have spent like hundreds of $millions to make schools safer. They're safer, and the teachers unions are still like, no, they're not. So where's all the that we spent like $500 billion, folks, on testing? Where are the tests, Joe? Did you see the testing czar yesterday? Well, the contracts are getting, in the next couple of days, the contracts will be signed, and hopefully, are you people retarded? It's flu season. You didn't whatever. My point being is, inflation is raging, and the Fed is on the top of the Drudge Report. They're still spending. Oh, they swapped it. There it is, guys. Pandemic fatigue spikes. I told you COVID fatigue in March of last year. It's done. But the media is keeping it alive. We need folks, you want to know when the narrative truly switches from COVID in the media? After the voting rights things get passed it. After they are able to just harvest ballots. You see, there's more videos like in Maricopa. They have like closed circuit television of these bunch of these people like shoving ballots in the trash and in their backpacks and stuff. Most secure election in our history. 4 years before that, Nancy Pelosi said it was rigged and hacked, and it wasn't. But 4 years later, we didn't do anything except making voting easier. It was the most secure ever. Okay. Today, folks, the PPI, consumer prices soar at the fastest. Producer prices surge to record high. Services, did you see the numbers today? This is insane. I'm telling you, thank God I threw out that big recycling bin of investing books. I was accumulating knowledge over the years. None of it matters. It's all gone. Because if I still had those books sitting on that shelf there, and I grab a cup of coffee and start rereading them, the chapters that cover what's going on today would be like, that this just can't happen. The market will be at zero. And here we are. So Just bad data. I don't think that is Mike. I don't know if it was Maricopa. I saw the videos. It was maybe it was Atlanta, Philadelphia. There are a ton of videos of people doing that with the ballots. It's just not even worth discussing because people froth at the mouth in one direction, froth at the mouth on the other. This is not bullish, guys. Bounce, implode, bounce, implode. This is going to be a stair step down day. We're going down. Now I'm going to sell 10. 10 of the what are we at? 32.75. That's $25. Now I need to get going here. Not a bullish chart. Filled. Wiz, haven't we talked about inflation hitting the market for the last 10 years while tons of cash was pumped into the market? No inflation appeared. No, Werner, it is let's take the past 9 years. No, let's take the past COVID years. Let's say 6 years, 7 years. The cash that was pumped in those 7 years is a fucking needle drop of sand compared to the past 2 years. How many COVID relief packages? Boom, boom, boom. How the Fed's balance sheet is at 8, 9, 10 trillion dollars. We are a hockey stick as far as spending in the past on it's up. So yeah, these past no inflation back here because it wasn't that much. This is insanity. That's why. So I disagree. We were pumping money, and at the time we thought it was a lot because we were smarter back then and we actually understood money. Now just nobody gives a shit. When you stack the amount of debt this country is in on top of each other, it's absolute insanity. No, I don't know, man. We'll see if it's setting up for a run. Of course it's going to set up for a run higher. I just put my 3,300 calls on. So that's trading is what it's all about. All right, sorry I went over, but I wanted to, kind of brief you on the psychedelic space, everything that's going on. We got some really good shit going on here at Top Gun Options. Again, thanks to everybody who's supporting our project. There's just every day that goes by, there's more and more goodness that's happening. Remember, when you lead with your heart, when you lead with good intentions, you absolutely cannot fail. And that's exactly what the No Fallen Heroes project is doing. And we're just attracting good people on board, and great things are going to happen. James, is it time to buy puts on Feb SPX? Said that earlier in the week, right? The best time to buy puts on SPX was a couple days ago when it was up. I think we talked about that on Tuesday in the primary live trade brief. I said, get your puts on now. As a matter of fact, what did I say? This tight box of bounce, 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 bounce is getting smaller. Volatility is going to increase. Get your puts on now. Absolutely now, today. I would absolutely get ready for the shit show. Get ready. It's coming. It is absolutely coming, folks. It is seasonal. This wasn't the shit show yet. Man, I don't want Amazon to go down. I don't mind making money on my short calls, but that means Amazon's not going up. So I'm kind of torn on this. I wouldn't go to March. March might be a rebound. February. Go to mid to end of February for your puts. There's $1,000 in 3 minutes. Close. Because I think now, please don't go lower than that. Seriously, I got to listen to me. What did I say the other day? I'm like, it's going to go back down to 32.50. Somebody needs to trade what I say. Somebody trade. I'll give all the commentary, and then somebody trade what I'm talking about because I'm better. Yeah, let me take these $1,500 for now. Well, all right, guys, let me get going. I'm going to just be trading in and out of these things the rest of the day, or I might make a little money on them and then just trade like some really out of the money ones to let them sit there. SPX would strike. SPX. Where's the 100? I said 100, man. $46.50. 46.50, 46.50, 46.50. You got a drill bit, you got to drill through. It's 46.50 would be the puts that I'd buy. Or do a bear put spread, a wide bear put spread. Or a double vertical. You can do both. You are welcome, Christina. Good to hear everything. Good shit, good week. Everything's going good, man. Monday, like I said, no trading. It's a holiday. And then we're going to be flying a lot on Monday, doing some filming, some interviews, some really good stuff going on. For the rut, let's look at the IWM over here. IWM. It would be down here, 2210 on the IWM. So 2100 on the Russell. It's way down here. This thing's going to break down here in February. You are welcome. All right, guys, I'll get the Friday registration if you want to come for Solo Amazon. Where is it? Go to webinar. Yeah, I'll give it to you. No, the Hunters is open. Lifetime's full for this quarter. We just added our most recent Max Afterburner member. He's a financial advisor. He's a certified financial planner up outside of Philly, Yardley or something, I think. So yeah, you can join the Hunters, and then maybe next quarter, maybe I'll do that. I'll start giving priority to the Hunters who want to come over, as opposed to the general masses. All right, guys, good stuff. I'll see you tomorrow if you want to come for the Solo Amazon marketing brief. If not, have a great rest of your day. Have a great weekend. And I'll see you Tuesday, man. And I'll be able to debrief how our Monday flying and everything went with Dan and Cody. Okay? Have a good rest of your day. God bless. And I'll talk to you guys later.